Ready.
Talk to Brian from the top again.
Yes.
Intro, food.
See, you ask.
Give us a brief information about yourself and your relationship with food apart from eating.
So my name is Jacquey Nyaminde. I am an artist. I am a radio presenter. I am a mother. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a friend. And one thing that my friends know about me is I love to cook very much. I love to learn new recipes. I cook a lot. First of all, I cook our traditional foods. I'm from Luo Nyanza. So I love our foods very much because that is what I grew up eating. And I also try to go to other cuisines. I do Ethiopian, I do Asian cuisine. And one thing I really love and appreciate is that I grew up in a household that did traditional meals because my dad especially was a lover of traditional meals. So we did mboga za kienyeji sana, we did a lot of fish, we did dried meats. And that is how I learned how to cook these foods.
Speaking of traditional foods,
Yeah.
what do you understand or what's your point of view on foods such as kamongo, atola, and rechmamum?
Okay. First of all, kamongo is the mud fish. And it's called the mud fish because you'll find it most of the time in shallow waters. And when it's the dry season, they usually hide in the mud. So that is why it's called the mud fish. It's a very delicious fish, and because it's mostly steak, it doesn't have a lot of bones, you know, the way you would find tilapia or other fish. The kamongo is a lot of steak. You can have it boiled, you can have it dried, you can have it wet fried. I like mine when it's deep fried in oil, and then you make a sauce with it. Sometimes I'll add a little coconut to it. So that is kamongo. Athola, there's a big difference between athola and alia. A lot of people confuse athola and alia. Athola is meat that is roasted. And the meat that is roasted, it is roasted under it's not high fire. So you kama nitaita high fire, moto haikuangi mingi. So usually for the athola, when the family has already cooked, in the cooking in the kitchen, you know, like traditionally, like where I also grew up because I lived with my grandmother a lot after like tukifunga shule, there's the kitchen which is usually iko kwa nyumba tofauti. And in the kitchen, there's the fireplace at the corner. And in the fireplace, when you have cooked all the food and the fire ile imebaki pale ni kidogo, that is where they'd hang the meat. So the meat is hung from somewhere high up. So it's just very little heat that is coming to the meat. And the water drips slowly. Then in the morning it is put aside. Then again at night, after the food has been cooked and the fire now is dying out, then you also put the meat again. So the meat was dried over a period of time. So that by the time it is that athola, it is very ningumu, iko almost kama mabati. Then now it is boiled, now it is ready to eat. It has dried out, all the water is done. So it is a process that would take even a week and a half. Every night, munaiweka chini ya juu ya moto, inadripio maji. So that is what athola is. And this athola is boiled for a period of time. So when you want to cook it, you will wash it, clean it with warm water very nicely, and then you just, in fact, you just tear it. You don't even cut it. You just tear it in big pieces because according to Luos, a lot of food was, even the meat is cut in very big chunks. That when I give you a chunk or when you take a chunk of meat, that is enough for you. Not these small pieces that we cut here in Nairobi. Even chicken in the Luo tradition is cut up in quarters. Ile ukiwa unapikia wazee wa heshima ambao wamekuja kwa boma. You cut it in 4 pieces and that is it. You know, so when you do the athola, then now you can put it in a pot, in a traditional pot, and cut your onions and your tomatoes and put some salt. If you love some pepper, you put pepper. You don't even need to put oil. Then unafunikia, unaiwacha hapo kwa pot, it boils even for 2 hours. Then it is ready. Very good. Very, very good and very healthy. Now that is athola. Alia is dried under the sun. So how you dry alia is you put it pale kwa mabati, ushago or wherever, unaiweka pale juu kwa mabati, then you see the acacia tree, because it has those thorns. You take a branch of the acacia tree and you put it on top of the meat so that the birds cannot access it or any animals, because itadungwa. So it is dried under the sun and it is dried for a period of time. And one of the reasons why this was done was because of preserving. They didn't have fridges back then. So that was a way of also preserving the meat, because the meat can stay on and on and on and on and on and on. And one of the traditions that we share that with the Maasai, because the Maasai, when they were traveling over a long period of time, they would be given the milk ambayo imewekwa pale kwa ile gourd, and you know it is sour milk, so already it is okay to stay for a period of time, and dried meat, so that meat can stay for a very, very long time and haiwezi kuharibika. So it is also made the same way. When you want to cook it, you just tear it in pieces, clean it, put it in your pot, cut your tomatoes, cut your onions, put your alia. You can add milk, it tastes really good, and you just let it boil until it is ready. My mouth is watering. Rechmanumu is, you see the fish, in Nairobi tumezoea ile samaki na kwanga, it is deep fried, and then now you take it home and you can eat it that way with kachumbari, or you can make a sauce with it. Now Rechmanumu is the one that has just come from the lake. It has just come from the lake, haijafanyiwa kitu yoyote. So it is just cleaned, the insides are removed, then you cook it that way. So how I do my rechmanumu is I will fry my onions and my tomatoes, and maybe I'll put a little binzari. Then I will put some water and I let the water boil. Once the water has boiled, then you put the fish, the cleaned fish. You put it there and you let it boil for about 20-30 minutes under very moderate heat. Hatuweki moto mingi. One thing about Luo foods is that it needs to take its time to cook. You don't cook it in a rush, tumeka moto mingi ndio ive haraka pana. The best way to cook your food is just start preparation early. Put it under moderate heat, let it cook slowly, because that way all the ile utamu yake yote inatoka, then you actually get to enjoy it. And when you think about the time that's been taken in preparing it, it makes it even more worth it.
Right.
Yes.
Talk about your preference of why you love Luo foods.
Yeah.
And you can mention other traditional foods that you love as well.
Okay. Another traditional food that I like is obuolo. I like obuolo is a mushroom, and especially the dried mushroom. So when the mushroom is dried, then you wash it and you cook it same way, onions, tomatoes, with milk. Amazing. You can do it with ugali. I do it mostly with ugali. There are people who will do it with rice, but I like it mostly with ugali and traditional vegetables. And I like vegetables very much. All my meals, any meal that I eat, even my friends know, lazima ikuwe na mboga. Lazima ikuwe na mboga, and I like dek, I like kunde, you know, those traditional vegetables, and the ones that are cooked and milk added to it. And sometimes I put groundnut sauce. It tastes really good. The reason why I love Luo food is because of how it is prepared, first of all. When you look at how our grandparents, our grandmothers made food, which I also learned a lot from my grandmothers, they would really take their time. And the food was cooked using firewood. In that, you know, the kitchen, the traditional kitchen. And even just, first of all, even the smell of the kitchen and the firewood, and you know, it's a grass-thatched roof, and just the time that they take to make that food Not with a lot of, too many spices, not at all. In fact, it was just tomatoes and onions, that's it, and salt. And the food would taste amazing. So it's one of the things that I love, and I love to prepare my food that way. The only difference is maybe I will not use I will not use firewood. Sababu naishi kwa plot. But if I had a chance where I could actually make my own fireplace to make my food, then I think that would even be an added advantage. And I love to cook my food in the pot. I like to cook it in the traditional clay pot. And I think that is why I love the Luo food, because it's the preparation and taking time with the food. It's a very romantic process, so that by the time you're eating it, you actually enjoy this food and you feel every flavor of this fish, of this chicken. I love chicken very much. Kienyeji chicken. Achana na hii ingine yenye inamea na wiki mbili. That road runner, it's also one of my favorite foods.
Finally,
yeah.
Where do you prefer eating from?
I like very much, napenda sana kula kwa vibanda. Napenda chakula za vibanda because hiyo food hiyo huisha. Yeah. So one thing is, hata saa hii ile breakfast nimetoka Kibandaski, mahali kwa dema naitwa Sharon, because the food, you are sure that the food itaisha. Ikiisha, there's always a fresh batch tomorrow. So a lot of times when I go to these big hotels, it's very rare for me to eat there. I'll probably ask for fries and maybe just a piece of fried chicken. But when you go to other foods, especially fish, I've gotten food poisoning from big hotels eating fish because a lot of their foods are refrigerated. Then when I toa too, then it's a quick fix and it's brought to the table. So I actually prefer vibanda. I like places that have traditional foods. Kosewe was one of my favorites. I don't go there because I don't access town a lot. I like Mama Oliech. The food is also really good there. And a lot of these places that just have traditional foods, where you can ask for kunde, utapata managu, utapata mboga za kienyeji na zimetengenezwa the traditional way. Yeah.
Nyayo tu kwa sasa.